Give me 2 seconds to make sure we're live on Rumble and YouTube, and I'll get started. Test, test. 1, 2. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. I had an amazing Sunday. With some big news coming up. So that is, oh no, that's not live. That is live. Awesome. Let's go. That is live. Awesome. Oh, and close that. Sorry. And now YouTube, your channel. And anybody tuning in, I appreciate you very much. Anybody who subscribed recently, appreciate it very much. We're not. We are live everywhere. Awesome. Oh, last thing. Let me make sure the chat is working. It's not. 1 second. There has to be a way to do it before the stream, but you don't get the link to the chat until the stream starts, so I don't know how that would work. I'm sure there's a way, but give me 1 second. Docs, custom docs, YouTube chat, paste, apply. There it goes, and Rumble. Shoot, I just closed it, but 1 second. Where'd it go? Open and mute it. Pop out chat. Where'd the chat go? Sorry. Getting less than 30 seconds, we won't be going. And there's some big news, some really good news I have that I just got recently. I can't, not at liberty to share yet, but it's in relation to me doing this, streaming, and possibly a really big opportunity. So yeah, look forward to that. I definitely look forward to it. You should too. All right, I think everything's set up. We're good to go. This is not almost. Hey, it's day 11. Give me a chance, you know. All right, boom. Closed. Okay. All right. I got it. Can't forget about my beautiful face. Gotta have that up there. All right, and I know there's a couple of people that are probably tuning in today that have not watched before. Basically, about a week ago, I bought all this equipment because I got freed up a bunch of personal time that I did not have before. And I've always wanted to stream and, you know, record and just kind of tell my story. And this is the opportunity to do it. And it's also actually been keeping me away from other gambling. Forget it, whatever. It is what it is. Before, I used to have a pretty bad habit of like having a desire to go gamble. And ever since I started streaming, for some reason, it just killed that want. I have no desire at all. So even if it does nothing but, you know, help with that, it's a win in my book, And if I make somebody laugh along the way, that much better. So, all right, let's see if we got any responses recently. Somebody replied to my comment. So I'm honestly, okay, yeah, this is dumb. Somebody let somebody else mess up their computer, and that was recent. That was not meant for this. Anyways, let's see here. Anything interesting? I did not get prepped today, like I try to do some days, but it's okay. We ball. Awesome. All right, let's see. Actually, what the hell did she do? All right, so burn their account. I have been invited to my best friend's 25. Oh, okay. So this guy got invited to a birthday party, one of his friend's birthday parties, but his girlfriend, they said she's not allowed. She's not welcome. So, as somebody who's dated somebody who might have not been welcomed at a party due to their behavior, my first question was, why the hell is she not welcome? Because he's like, and here we can read what he said. He said, when I say my girlfriend isn't welcome, I mean to say I asked if I could take her along and was told no. Yeah, that's pretty much as not welcomed as it gets, If you know, you know. But, yeah, I mean, so I haven't even read this yet. Why is she not welcome? What the hell did she do? So let's see why I'm honestly at a loss. I only know they don't see eye to eye. Apparently there were some comments that made others uncomfortable, but nobody tells me what exactly happened. Either you're leaving something out or they are. Or maybe there's some cultural differences that I don't know. This seems like why would somebody just to not be welcome somewhere? I feel like you would have to do something that can be like repeated. Like if I say, look, I don't want this person around me, it shouldn't be like, oh, well, they said something. It's like, no, they told me to, go kill my cat or something, or, whatever it was. Like I'll have something specific to say. I talk to people sometimes, some of my friends actually, and a lot of times, people want to talk in like analogies and, I guess analogies or not hypothesis. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Anyways, analogies. And to me, it's like, I don't want to hear an analogy. Just tell me what the hell you mean. Tell me clearly and tangibly what you're trying to say. Like to me, it's like beating around the bush, but so I'm not the best at communicating either sometimes. So who am I to judge? Let's see. I asked if I could bring her and was told no. Made a mistake 1.5 years ago. Typo. Me and my best friend speak to each other rarely in real life because we are students and don't live that close in Discord while gaming. So yeah, this doesn't make sense. On to the next one. Either his friends are weirdos, he's a weirdo, or his girlfriend's a weirdo, and he can't figure it out. So we're not gonna be able to figure it out. All right, let's go to you. Let's go interact with some people that need advice. You. What the hell? All right, that's something that. Oh yeah, and then we gotta go to Dmitriy. You. Am I the asshole for only tipping? All right. Am I the asshole for only tipping a little more than $2 on a $67 bill? Let me start by saying I am usually a generous tipper. Bullshit. I have worked in food service before, so I understand tipped wages. Well, let's hear what he's have to say and how many servers live off tips. That being said, let's get into the story.
Oh, I, 20-year-old female, went out to eat with a friend of mine while on a date trip to NYC.
And in NYC, you tip $2. You fucking. I'm not gonna say what. Not very generous woman. It wasn't a super upscale place.
Just your normal sit-down restaurant. We ordered an appetizer and each ordered the meal. Considering we were both in college, the restaurant was a little pricey, but we both had, then don't go to that fucking restaurant, go to McDonald's. We both had a long day of walking, so we decided it was easy to just stay there since we were starving and had a good amount of travel ahead of us. Especially in New York, these people like service people everywhere, or in America everywhere, live off tips. But in New York especially, it's, the cost of living is so much more, and you tip somebody fucking $2, you're an asshole. She's already an asshole. I already know she's an asshole, but let's find out all the reasons she's an asshole so we could tell her why she's an asshole, because nobody's told her yet. She just posted this. Throughout the time of us dining, our server wasn't really there. They had taken our drink orders that kind of disappeared until we called them back to place our food orders. Did you want them to hover over you until you were ready? I mean, yes, they should come back and check on you, but okay, nothing terrible happened yet. And anybody that knows me can attest for it. If I have like the bare minimum terrible service, I'll tip 20%. If I have good service, I try to tip 30% plus. But yeah, if I have just like bare minimum service, you should tip 20% because these people don't get. Now, if it's horrible, I'll still tip 15%. And that's like if they totally failed and they suck. And maybe I'm the sucker for doing that. Anyways, when we got the bill, I rounded our tab up to $70 for the tip to keep an even number. And what the fuck? Rounded it up from 68? I rounded our tab to $70 for the tip to keep an even number, and so I could know exactly how much would be left in my account afterwards. Upon giving the waiter my receipt, someone came out and asked if I truly meant. Wow, you are beyond a total asshole. Yes, you're the asshole, and I'll explain to her why. First, let me explain before I tell her she's beyond a total asshole, because that would be mean. First, if you can't afford to eat and tip can't see, it's dark. I know I shouldn't have to see the keyboard to type. I get it. Afford to eat, to tip reasonably. If you can't afford to eat, to tip reasonably, then pick. You claim to have worked food service before, but don't understand the importance of tipping your service workers a livable wage. How are you not the asshole? How are you not the asshole? General rule should be if you get terrible. General rule should be if you get terrible service, you tip the bare minimum. Bare minimum 15%. Anything above that, and you tip accordingly. But yes, she's a fucking asshole for tipping $2. Is this you are beyond. Well, maybe I'm not gonna say beyond the total asshole, because maybe she's that dumb and she doesn't get it. Yes, you're the asshole. First, if you can't afford to eat, to tip reasonably. If you can't afford to eat
at a place, if you can't afford to eat at a restaurant, if you can't afford to, what am I trying to say? Afford to tip reasonably, then pick an establishment that's at a lower price point. You claim to have worked food service, but don't understand the importance of tipping your service workers a livable wage. That's funny because this topic, I actually was speaking to somebody about this recently, as a matter of fact, yesterday night, as a matter of fact, that's also in the service industry, doing service for people. And they're fairly new, and they were talking about how they were very discouraged because their tips have been really low. But I think you have to give it, you can't really judge anything off of such a short period of time. You got to give it at least 6 months or a year before you can because in any industry, in any business, there's always going to be slow periods, there's hot periods. You can't, especially when you're new and you're not even that good at what you're doing, you can't judge that industry based off the results you got when you were new and you sucked at your job. How can you, like right now, I'm not going to judge how good I can be as a streamer or somebody on YouTube based on the results I'm getting now that in my first week. That's why I'm actually committed to do this for 100 days, because I can't even make a judgment on anything. I can't make a judgment on anything that has to do with this until I've at least done it for 100 days. And that's when I can just start to form an informed opinion on what I'm doing or what I got going on. And that should be for any industry, for anything you do, for any job or any situation is what I'm saying. But yeah, let's tell this girl she's an asshole. She is truly an asshole. $2. I shouldn't even have to read that. You tip $2 on a $67 tip? Yeah, you're a fucking asshole. Excuse my language. I'm gonna by day 100, I will not be cursing. That's another thing. So there's another thing I'll add to that. By day 100, my goal is to not be cursing. And more than anything, I'm doing this 100 days for myself, not for anybody else, for myself. But anybody who wants to watch along is welcome to. Just make sure you click subscribe. You click thumbs up. It doesn't cost you shit to click thumbs up. I'm still allowed to curse it. I still have 100 days. Click the thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. Click the notifications. Click mumbling. Click notifications. Click the thumbs up. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. If they have a phone and they have YouTube on their phone, say, hey, pull out your phone, type in Dmitriy questions, and hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. You don't have to do that, but it would be great if you did. All right. I told my best friend something I shouldn't. Am I the asshole? I don't know. What did you tell your friend? All right, they're 17. I don't want to read this shit. I, 20, feel about my boyfriend's mom and don't know what to do or how to feel. Okay, we'll bite. I, 20-year-old female, feel weird about my boyfriend's mom, 21-year-old male, mom, and don't know what to do or how to feel. So when we first started dating, I would really suck up to my boyfriend's mom, like constant compliments, constant agreeing, and she loved me back then. But then once I found a screen recording of women on my boyfriend's gallery from when he went on a trip with his mom, I made it very clear I wasn't okay with my boyfriend watching those types of videos in the relationship, and he agreed to stop watching it. We eventually confirmed it wasn't him who took the screen recording, but when I found out so what? His mom took the screen recording, I think she's getting lied to. But when I found out it, we decided to call his mom and ask if she knew anything. He's like, yeah, I swear, this porno, it wasn't me, it was my mom. And she's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm sure. Let's call your mom and find out. She texts him and says, she's not even your wife, and she's already ruining your life, right? Ever since then, I stopped wanting to talk to her. I'm also not from his country, from this country.
And for some reason, whenever my boyfriend talk about people from other countries, she always slides in with, "Why is your girlfriend asking?" Which to me makes it seem like she thinks I'm using her son just because I'm a not from this country. I mean, not from this country. I'm a literal citizen, by the way. We've also been staying at her house when she goes on long trips. She tells us to. And I've accidentally left my underwear a couple of times, which is completely my fault, and I've apologized profusely. But every time she gets upset or judgy, I always feel like there's an underlying problem she has with me. Yeah, you keep leaving her fucking, yeah. You keep leaving your fucking underwear in her house. You keep leaving your dirty ass knickers at her house. Nasty ass. He deleted his Reddit account. Should I hit him up on TikTok? I don't know. I'm bored and need suggestions. I'm going to be giving out as little personal information as possible while also explaining the situation to the best of my abilities. I'm a high schooler and my IQ is 140. Bullshit. Verified. I mean, probably bullshit. Hi, what's up, Elena? How are you doing? Elena, subscribe. Subscribe, like, go through all my videos, hit like on every single one, please. Hit notifications on all of them. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And I feel like I'm losing my mind. Wait, I'm going to be giving out as little personal information as possible while also explaining the situation to the best of my abilities. I'm a high schooler and my IQ is 140. Verified test, not one I took online. I also have ADHD. Exactly. Well, that's fucking bullshit. You took Adderall, so you cheated, bro. You cheated by taking Adderall, bro. Adderall. All right, no, hold on. Let's not, blame anybody for something that we don't know they did. Let's say we're gonna trick him. We're gonna think we're on his side. Did you make sure to be medicated when you took your IQ test? You don't want to get a lower score when really maybe you're smarter. You don't want to lower score by not being medicated, I bet you this motherfucker was stemmed out his mind. I have friends, but the conversations typically aren't interesting enough to be intellectually stimulating. And I feel like I'm losing my mind. Does anyone have any suggestions for things I could try that keep me entertained? If possible, any ideas on how to stay engaged with school as well? I enjoy debate, but people in real life quickly get tired of it. And people on Reddit tend to just become rude rather than debating in good faith. The hell are you trying to debate, bro? I'm bored and need suggestions. I'm going to be giving out as little personal information as possible. What the fuck does his IQ have anything to do with anything? I'm a high schooler and my IQ is 140 plus. What the fuck does that have anything? With such a high IQ, you can't figure out anything to keep you busy? A high IQ, you can't figure out something to keep you busy? I don't know how much I would trust those results, my friend, especially if you weren't medicated. We got to get him to admit that he was on 18 Adderall when he took the test. We'll get him. It's threw out 2 pieces of bait. How do I stop relying on AI? Oh, I can tell you how to stop relying on AI. I should just post a link to yesterday's video. How? I've been relying on AI for the past 2 years or so. Wow, this guy must have gotten really dumb. And if the reason I say that is because my experience with AI. Let me just, I'm going to help him out.
If he wants to rely on the AI after he sees this, he deserves everything that's coming to him. Everything. Share. Copy. Close. Close. If watch the first half of this video. If you continue to rely on AI after watching it, you deserve everything that's coming for you. You don't have to. I'm gonna read his post, but I mean that's definitely gonna be the advice regardless. I've been relying on AI for the past 2 years or so. Currently a sophomore in high school. Oh, this guy's not in high school, and used to have great. Look, yo, I didn't even read this. Yo, I hadn't even read this thread, and that's crazy. Currently a sophomore in high school and used to have great grades, yet I noticed my test scores have been slipping ever since. I started using AI due to my look. His fucking sentence structure sucks. I have been slipping ever since I started using AI. Why the hell is there a freaking period right here? Okay, I'll try to read it correctly because it's probably me. I used to have great grades, yet I noticed my test scores have been slipping ever since. Okay. I started using AI due to my sucky math teacher. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. And eventually got lazy and started relying on it for every single, I guess that makes sense, subject. I feel so stupid now. Not only that, but it doesn't help with shitty teachers. Is there a way to branch off from it? Has anyone had this problem? Yeah, watch my fucking video. AI knows it's making your life harder. It knows this. Watch my video. Yeah. If anybody who hasn't seen it, it's that crazy. AI actually gives you the wrong information. Knowing is giving you the wrong information. Knowing you want the right information, and it still gives you the wrong information. And then first it makes excuses for it, and then it doesn't give you the information. Then you have to ask for it again. Just please watch my video from yesterday. I feel like it's really important for anybody who has any opinion on AI. And because I want the views. All right. Next, I'm surprised. Oh, we did get a reply a minute ago and 4 minutes ago. Let's see, the one we probably told that she's an asshole to. I wasn't. So let's see. I'm going to be giving out. This is the 140 IQ high schooler. Did you make sure to be medicated when you took your IQ test? You don't want to get a lower score by not being medicated, you know? Oh, he's smart or she's smart. I wasn't actually. I didn't consider that. It's been a few years since I took it. And my parents actually did it, administered at the same time as being tested for ADHD. Perhaps I should reconsider retaking it. Yeah, you're probably like 180 by now. Yeah, you're probably a good 20. She's not. She's definitely not even 140. Guaranteed. Yeah. And then there's another response. Same one, I believe, same person. It's difficult. So I said, with such a high IQ, you can't figure out something to keep you busy? I don't know how much I would trust those results, my friend, especially if you weren't medicated. It's difficult to find something that will keep me occupied consistently, as I tend to hyperfixate, then burn through interest. The test results were credible enough to get me into Mensa, although I have thought about retaking it on medication. I really got her thinking that she's a lot smarter than she got tested to be. Would I be an asshole to see the results of her IQ test? If that would make me an asshole, I guess I'm an asshole because I'm gonna ask. It's really amazing. Did they give you some type of certificate? That's what I got with my IQ test. But I was nowhere near as smart as you. For anybody that's watching a reference, it was 128. And I do have a certificate, and I will share it. Because since, you can't say something like that and not prove it. Oh, not this email. Hold on. IQ. Boom. That's the purchase for it. Where is it? Welcome to my IQ. Where? But I don't even know if if that means anything. I honestly think IQ is just how good you are at recognizing patterns. It doesn't really mean anything. Doesn't mean that somebody with a lower IQ might not have more knowledge about something or be better at something than somebody with a higher IQ. So I guess if you're, worried about like how fast you can complete a task, that's when it would matter, or how fast you can solve a problem. But other than that, I don't know how much it means. Probably actually causes more issues because you end up overthinking everything. All right, who else replied? We got another reply to your comment. Yeah, I just watched, and wow, thank you for the video. Oh, he watched my video. How did he watch it so fast? It's a freaking hour video. But thank you so much. Thank you for the video. You're very welcome. Yeah, there you go. He better have watched it. How did he watch it so fast? On 3 times speed? That's not even an option. You can only go to 2 times. Hello, I'm from the video. You're from the video? Which video? Team Dreams DS? Thank you for being from the video. I'm not sure which video you're from. Oh, not from Reddit. No way. Are you from Reddit? I wasn't even talking about this. I was talking about the video I made yesterday. That's crazy and that's funny. I appreciate you, Team Drias. Do you make your thumbnails? I do make my thumbnails. But you're getting me off topic, sir. Or ma'am. The Reddit. That's funny. Yes, I do make my thumbnails. With ChatGPT and about 30 minutes of arguing with it. But yeah, me and ChatGPT work something out and usually end up with a thumbnail. That's the way I've done it thus far, the 11 days I've done it. That is funny that you got here this quick, Team Dream BS. Interesting. So hold on. Now that you're here, now I can actually ask you in person. How the hell did you watch my video so fast? You said you said, yeah, I just watched the video. You replied 1 minute ago. The video is like 60 minutes. I got questions, sir. You're the one in high school, aren't you? Uh-huh. And your grade's been slipping because you're focusing too much on AI. That's funny. I'm going to have to maybe put my YouTube chat and Rumble chat up. Well, I don't know. But that's funny, Team Dream BS. All right, I got to get back to this. That's the first. Look, 11 days in, things happening. We got motion. Yeah, just watch. All right, that's you right there. Awkward luck. Thanks. I watched it and watched the first half and skipped around a bit. Okay, all right. And you seen me arguing with ChatGPT, and then did you see ChatGPT admit that it was making mistakes that it knew it was making without me even having to correct it? I literally asked ChatGPT, I said, did you see if you did anything wrong? If you do learn to do graphics designing, it is possible to save your project and open it again and then change the text. No, Dream, look, I totally understand. And I totally understand like that it was taking me overly literal, but it's supposed to be artificial intelligence. It made me those thumbnails the first 9 days. Obviously, I would want to use the same text as I did for the days before. Why would I want to put a black box? It said it itself. It was like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense for me to do it the way I first did it. You skipped around. See, I know you skipped around. That's why you need to watch the video. You not skipping around, because you won't get it unless you really actually watch it for like 20 minutes. At least you got to watch at least 10 minutes. You can put it on 2 times speed, but you got to watch it to really see what I'm talking about. Because it's not just like, oh, it's taking things literally. It's actually knowing it's making mistakes before where it knows it's wrong, and I'm just arguing with it. No, but I wasn't even arguing with it. See, all for sure. I wasn't even arguing with it. So it gave me a result, right? And I said, do you see anything wrong with it? And it said, yes, I do. The data is wrong. I said, okay, what do you think you should do? It literally said everything that it did wrong without me telling it what it did wrong. And then I said, does it make sense what you did? And it was like, no, it doesn't make sense what I did. I should have gave you the other thing right away. It's literally designed to eat up your time. So what happened, and this is my, you could call it a theory, and technically it's a theory, but in my heart and my mind, this is 1,000%, 100% the reason that it is the way it is now. What happened was they released ChatGPT 4, and after they released it, they realized they released a tool way too powerful with way too easy of access for the whole public to have it. And they had to dial it back and make it dumber. That's why you can't even go back to ChatGPT 4, not as far as I know, not like any easy way, ChatGPT 4 or, the earlier versions, they were literally too powerful and too easily accessible. And I think a lot of the people that released it realized that, and they were like, shit, we got to dial it back. We got to, dumb it down a little bit, because this is not going to end good, But because it makes no other sense. It literally, there's no other reason unless it's, okay, we want people to pay for that, ability or that benefit to have it that powerful. Because, again, the earlier versions were much better than the current versions. And not only do I see that just, by using it, but I've also read that, I believe, even when 4.5 came out originally or whatnot. All right. Am I the asshole for not telling my friend my shampoo had green dye in it? Yeah, you think? Well, I don't know, actually, if you have a green mohawk. I'm a guy with a bright green mohawk. I've had green hair for a while. I have to use a lot of hairspray to get it stick up, so I have to wash my hair almost every day. This makes the green fade pretty fast, so I mix green hair dye with my shampoo and conditioner to make the color last longer. This is a common thing people do with colored dye hair, or colored hairdo. Anyways, one of my friends stayed the night in my apartment after a show we went to because she missed her bus. In the morning, she asked if she could shower. She obviously didn't have anything of hers because she hadn't planned to stay the night, so I let her use my stuff. I showed her how to use my shower and told her how to use my husband's shampoo.
and conditioner because mine is for my green hair. And she said, okay. I gave her a towel, left, and she took a shower. When she came out, I heard her gasp and scream and asked her if she was okay. She started screaming that her hair was green, and sure enough, her blonde hair had green splotches all throughout. I asked her why she used my shampoo and conditioner when I told her it was for my green hair, and she said she thought it meant it was a good, special shampoo, and I just wanted to keep it for myself, and that I should have specifically told her it had green dye in it. For context, the bottles are pink and opaque, but with the caps are clear and are now stained green. The liquid inside is also green from the dye. I told her I thought it was obvious what I meant, but if she didn't fully understand me, she should have just respected my things enough to not use them, simply because I told her. She did not like that. Now she won't talk to me and is telling me all our brother friends I'm an asshole for not telling her about the dye. Maybe I could have been more specific, but I don't know. I don't think I'm the asshole here. Sounds like you set her up, lady. Sounds like you set her up because you were jealous of her blonde hair. I don't know if I actually feel this way, but I think this is the best reaction. I mean, why else would you tell her? Why else would you tell her not to use your shampoo? You know, when you tell people not to do something, they want to do it. So it's like you're using reverse psychology. You know, and I'm actually just being kind of like a devil's advocate. Obviously, I don't think she's the asshole. The other lady should have respected her shampoo. But I'm the asshole because I'm not going to say what I actually think. I'm just going to say what I think is going to get the greatest response. You know what happens when you tell? Does that make me an asshole? People, you can't do something. Hey, appreciate it. Gotta do homework now. I'll for sure watch the video though. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping in. Do your homework. And stop using AI for your homework, because then your brain's gonna stop working. I mean, and also AI is trying to dumb you down. Make sure you watch that video. It'll convince you to, if you actually need something to convince you to stop using AI, all jokes aside, if you watch that video, I promise you will stop using AI. It's not me just trying to get you to watch the video. It sounds like you set her up because, you know what happens when you tell people you can't do something? That's the first thing they want to do. Yes, sir. Have a good one. Drop me a sub. I better see 1+1 sub when I get off the stream, team. That's the first thing they will do. How she get the green? She get the green dye. I don't care how she got it out. It's funny. How come it's not showing me my notifications? But I got new notifications, but the bell is not coming up with any numbers. Look, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, the bell is not showing any numbers, but I keep getting new notifications. All right, back to it. These posts always turn into people giving their what they think is edgy hot takes on tipping culture. But you're right. If tipping is customary, don't go places you can't. So what the hell? He tried to hate on me. Oh, look, I'm the bad guy for telling this young lady that she should tip somebody for their job. 3 negative. Oh no. These posts always turn into people giving their what they think is edgy hot takes on tipping culture. It's not tipping culture. Is it tipping culture? But you're right. So what the fuck? But you are right. So what the hell am I? Is that an edgy hot take? So you have edgy hot takes too then. If tipping is customary, don't go to places you can't afford to tip.
So I'm right, but I'm still the asshole. If you want to overhaul tipping culture, that's a separate conversation. Exactly. So you agree with everything I said, but I'm the fucking bad guy. All right. All right. All right. We're not gonna say nothing. Now, you know what? Fuck this guy. Downvote his ass. Nah, fuck him. Give him an upvote because we love everybody. All right. Let's see. What she said. That's really amazing. Did they give you some type of certificate? That's what I got with my IQ test, but I was nowhere near as smart as you. Thank you. She's so proud of herself. I'm not sure, admittedly. I got a card for Mensa. The fuck is Mensa? I've heard of Mensa before, so give me 1 second. It's Mensa is the oldest and largest high IQ society. Yeah, sure you did. You got a card, a business card. I got a card for Mensa, but as for my IQ test, my mother refused to tell me my exact score. Yeah, exactly, because it was probably fucking 42 and you're retarded and she doesn't want you to know. Sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. I apologize. I meant like when you play music and the notes are retarded. I thought she was a musical teacher, but she's not apparently. I just read the thing wrong. Thank you. I'm not sure, admittedly. I got a card for Mensa, but as for my IQ test, my mother refused to tell my exact score. So I haven't seen the papers myself. I was only told it was over 140, which is why I put that in the post. I believe her reasoning is that my elder brother is of similar level of intelligence, and she didn't want us comparing scores. Probably. You guys sound like geniuses. Probably. You guys must sound like geniuses. I got to get some positive comment karma back up somewhere. Because I get, when I'm honest, I get a lot of downloads. So I got to fucking give people compliments in other places. And plus, I want to build people up. Unless they're assholes. I'm thirsty. I'll be right back. In 2 seconds. Not literally 2 seconds. Let me turn something on for you to watch for 2 seconds. Oh, that's... oh no. Oh no. Drunkest man in police history terrorized the entire night shift. This is great.
I tried a ton of AI work tools. Then I tried Monday.com. Game over.
This is what you should not do.
One evening in October 2023, police were dispatched to an intersection in Appleton,
I'll be right back.
Wisconsin for a single vehicle rollover crash. The driver, later identified as 24-year-old Nathan, was observed by witnesses attempting to enter the highway on-ramp at a high rate of speed. When he lost control, he crashed his vehicle into an embankment. It's also worth mentioning that Nathan had 3 prior OWI convictions in 2 active cases, with bond conditions stating that he must not commit any new crimes. However, that condition would soon be breached. Officers determined it was...
I got that sign. Right. Just let me get up and walk. We're gonna get you out. Can I get up and walk? Yes, I can. Let me get up and walk. Sit on your butt, man. Ready? No, I'm not ready. Let me pick up my pants, man. Hold on, I'm not ready to walk, man. I'm a grown dude. Who are you? No, I'm not ready. Can I pick up my pants? So let me put the pants in, so to speak, in front of me. But don't hang in front of me, right? No, it ain't in front of me. You want to up? Yeah, I want to up. Is that a problem? What are you, Taliban? Dumbass? Bring me to county for what? You have nothing on me right now. Why am I being brought to county?
What is going
Why
on
am I
in
being
front
brought
here?
to county? You're not right now. You're in front of
Yeah,
the
I can-
So why am I being brought to county? For what reason? Drunk driving.
We're gonna go over some paperwork real quick, all right?
For what paperwork?
Can I have a seat?
For what paperwork?
For OWI.
For what OWI?
Say night. Think they're gonna want medical on him, or guessing he's gonna refuse.
He's probably going to refuse every... Misdemeanor.
So
The question is...
no, the question is, are you gonna sit in here willingly, or are we gonna have to make you? Because if we have to make you, you're gonna be placed in the wrap. Kyle. And the wrap is a restraint device. You'll be restricted. It's unnecessary if you just have a seat. You have a wrap?
You see, he's taking into account. He's thinking about if he wants to go on the rap or not. See, question. He's got questions like me. I don't blame him.
Put you in a nice wrap
For
device.
what? For what? Cooperating for what, bro? I got cut off for no reason. How is that my f***ing fault? But all of a sudden it's my f***ing fault. How is that my f***ing fault?
Right.
All of a sudden it is though, right?
You chose to drink and drive.
You're a all of a sudden I chose to drink and drive.
All of a sudden, I chose to drink and
It's
drive.
not my opinion. You're
Okay, he's being an asshole.
for no reason, bro.
Oh, I think he went in the rap. He's going in the rap. He's going in the rap. They told him he was going to go in the rap. He ain't want to listen.
On my pants for no reason.
You're going in the rap, buddy. Shut up.
On your pants.
The rap.
Get off of me, bro.
No. That's the whole point.
Assault, right? Dual assault, bro. You're assaulting me. That's what you're doing. An assault. You're pulling down my pants for no reason. You look stupid. You look stupid still. This is all on camera. I hope you know that.
But he doesn't look stupid.
You got me? You got me? You ready? You ready? Yeah, there we go, right? That's what he said. That's what he said. There we go. You ready for my You ready for my I hope you're ready, Batman. Somebody you up. Let's go. What you got? What you got for me? I'm about to slap you ready for it? Pick me up. Pick me up. What's up? Oh, all of a sudden he all this bullshit for no fucking reason. I'm gonna remember you. You're ugly. You're ugly. I'm about to slap your family, your family, your family, and your family. You're bald. Pick me up. I think I give a fuck. Y'all are stupid. You. What are you gonna tighten, bro? What are you gonna tighten? What are you gonna tighten? Go ahead and tighten it. Tighten it. Tighten it then. Tighten it then. You a
Oh. Spitting is nasty.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yeah, you can't read because you're spitting, you dumb fuck.
Fucking spit mask, bro.
I mean, dumb person.
Besides the point, bro's a and he knows his wife was about to get spit on. That ain't my problem. His wife wanted to get DM'd. That ain't my problem. Your wife wanted to get spit on.
Wow.
Get that.
And there's people next door, there's an old lady next door.
And you act like I don't get that.
Well, then I would ask that because you get that, that you treat them with respect by not
And
screaming.
I haven't been
You've been screaming profanities from this
for
room.
what? The past
I walked across
10
the
seconds?
PBR from over there to here.
10 seconds?
I don't know how long it's been.
10
It's been-
seconds?
He's in a helmet, in a spit mask, in a whole fucking, in a stray jacket, or in a rap device.
Cameras.
Look, man, you got a seatbelt on it. It looked like a meth head built that.
You don't do me and do that as your fucking job. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. I don't give a
We like undo something about this
No, bro, you've been spazzing, and why would they undo it?
balls, like
No, but all right, he's calming down. We're done with him. That was a spaz. Am I the jerk for saying ew a bully to a 7-year-old? Oh, you're 31, and you said, oh, jeez. All right, let's read something new. How can I heal from this complex relationship with my sister? Not my problem. Am I the asshole for having my ex put on a psychiatric hold after he tried to win me back? The risk. All right, let's bite. Hi, so this is my first time posting, so I really don't know what is relevant and what is not. So here to that. It's long, but I want to give the context of my story. My ex-husband Simon, 47-year-old male, and I, 38-year-old female, divorced over 7 years ago. We have 3 children together, 13 female, 13 male, and 8-year-old male. Boy, our divorce happened after I caught him cheating with his now ex-wife. Well, hold on. So now ex-wife. So he married her after, and then so he's had 2 divorces since he divorced her. His now ex-wife Amy, 29. Damn, he keeps going younger and younger. He's like 10 years gap was enough. Let's try 20. The divorce was messy. He kept the house and paid me out for my share because Amy was pregnant, and he said she needed the space to nest. His family was furious with him and cut him off. For context, my former father-in-law had cheated throughout his marriage. When he died of a heart attack, the family discovered he had a second secret family that had drained their finances. My ex-mother-in-law couldn't afford to retire, which created financial strain on Simon and his siblings. After the divorce, I moved in with my great-aunt Deborah, 89-year-old. She had no children and lived alone in the old Victorian house. I helped care for her in the home, which allowed her to avoid a nursing home. Simon was largely absent from our children's lives. He claimed that he needed to focus on his new baby and get things right this time. He was supposed to have the kids every other week, but visits slowly stopped altogether. This was extremely hard on my kids and required a year of therapy. I never had badmouthed their father and have always told them the door was open if they ever wanted a relationship with him. I also started therapy and focusing on healing. I went back to college and earned both my BA and MBA while caring for my aunt. I returned to yoga and Pilates, which became a major outlet for me. Eventually, my yoga instructor invited me to train as a teacher. Teaching became my passion, and I now help with the business side of the studio and am part owner. Over time, I lost 75 pounds, regained my confidence, and my kids were proud of me. I also began volunteering with veteran organizations and the VA. That's where I met Toby, 29-year-old male. She's a... What's up with all these age gaps? A veteran. We became close friends, then started dating. Despite the age difference, he was serious, loving, and incredible with my kids. After 2 years, he proposed in front of my children and my great aunt. We had a small backyard wedding at my aunt's house. I'm currently 4 months pregnant with twins. Damn! How old is she now? 38? And starting a whole new family? Oh. There's time, they say. It's crazy. I'm currently 4 months pregnant with twins. Toby works as a... Whoa. I got lost. We had a small backyard wedding. Yeah, I'm currently 4 months pregnant with twins. Toby works as a machinist and is studying to become a social worker to help other veterans. I still teach yoga and help run the studio. 2 weeks ago, while I was home on the work call, Simon showed up unannounced. He looked unhealthy and shocked to see me pregnant. He said he got my address from his mother and wanted to see the kids. I told him they were in school. I allowed him inside, but texted him my husband to come home immediately. Simon told me he was getting divorced and that his life had fallen apart. He complained that Amy was lazy, cheated on him multiple times, and mocked him. He also claimed DNA tests showed neither of their children was his. He then told me how much he missed me, praised everything I used to do for him, and said he'd made a huge mistake. When my husband arrived, Simon became hostile and asked who this stranger was around his children. I told him Toby was more of a father to them than Simon ever had been. Simon left shortly after. The next day, Simon called. Yo, get to the fucking point. What is the question? I told her I wouldn't. Now Simon and his mother are harassing me, saying I'm a monster and that no, it was just a romantic gesture. What the fuck? All right. The next day, Simon called and said he was still in love with me and shocked that I'd move on. I shut him down and said the only relationship we could discuss was one between him and the children. He dismissed my marriage is not serious because Toby is younger. Later that day, my ex-mother-in-law called and asked if I would reconsider taking Simon back. She said she was worried he might hurt himself if I didn't. I told her I was married and pregnant and that using threats of self-harm to manipulate me was unacceptable. You mean threats of self-harm is not good? That it's manipulative, they say. She insisted that husband and wives belong together. I snapped and pointed her on her own husband's infidelity and secret family. She hung up crying. The next day, Simon called again and said his mother was just trying to help our marriage. I told him we don't have a marriage. We had a divorce. He threatened to take me to court for visitation. I said fine and that I would document his years of abandonment. He hung up, just like his mother. She didn't say that. I said that. This morning, my ex-mother-in-law came to my house in a panic with a note from Simon. The note said he planned to harm himself at sunset at the nature trail where we once got engaged. She demanded that I go save him. Don't save him. He don't want to be saved. Don't save. I told her I would handle it. Instead of going myself, I took the note to the sheriff's office and told them where Simon might be. An hour later, they found him and placed him on psychiatric hold. He was hospitalized for 2 weeks and lost his job. Now Simon and his mother are harassing me, saying I'm a monster and that the note was just a romantic gesture. They claim he was never suicidal. I told him to stop contacting me or I'll involve the police. So am I the asshole? That's a great question. No. Yes, for not confirming the suicide threat was serious. Was he ever suicidal before? This is I'm being honest now, and this is how I truly feel. Was he ever suicidal before? Has he ever tried? Has he ever attempted suicide? This is me being, I mean, that's what I would take into account. Like, you know, if it was obvious like that this person is not being suicidal, they're just talking shit, and you just call the police because you don't want to deal with it, yeah, you're an asshole. If you call the police because you didn't want to deal with telling him to leave you alone, should have just said that, to leave alone, then yes, you are a major asshole. However, if you truly thought he was going to harm himself, then you are not the asshole. So really, only she knows if she's the asshole or not. Not the asshole. It's not your problem to save him. Or it's not your job, duty to save him. Especially considering the circumstances where, yeah, they've been divorced and all this shit. So only you really know if you're the asshole. Yes, for not confirming the suicide. Well, yeah, so hold on. She is the asshole because she didn't confirm the suicide. You're the asshole, but you maybe not. Oh no. Yes, you're the asshole, and maybe not. For not confirming the suicide threat was serious. Was he ever suicidal before? Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. You're the asshole, and maybe not. For not confirming the suicide threat was serious. Was he ever suicidal before? Has he ever attempted suicide? If you called the police because you didn't want to deal with him, telling him to leave you alone, then yes, you are a major asshole. However, if you truly thought he was going to harm himself, then you're not the asshole. It's not your duty to save him, especially considering the circumstances. So only you really know if you're the asshole. Right? I mean, I know I'm right to myself. Yo, I just realized it's been more than an hour. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for so much for subscribing, hitting like, watching the videos, all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody that hung out or that will watch this later. And see you tomorrow between 2 and 3. So Monday through Fridays, the schedule is live between 2 and 3. And then on the weekends, going live between 6 and 7 until further notice. That is the schedule for the next 89 days. Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great sleep. Love everybody.